G'day, Simon Says here talking Formula One ahead of the Dutch Grand Prix and who's going to win this one. I think it should be a very good race, be very interesting. But Lando's doing well so far, but I'm wondering if Piastri's going to pull one out of the bag with this one. I think he might be just a little bit too determined to let this one slip. Even if Lando out qualifies him and starts ahead of him, I'm picking that Piastri will pull out a bit of a masterclass and show his true championship winning sort of pedigree that he has. I think it's going to be very interesting. Whether the weather plays a part, I hope so. Could be very interesting as well. Aston Martin looking quick at the moment, but we'll see how that translates going into qualifying as the other cars teams start to sort out their cars. So we know that it's interesting how big the simulator work back at the factory plays into this. You see it quite a lot, especially with Max. First day the car seems to be a little bit at sea and he seems to be struggling, and then come down to qualifying and the car gets very sorted, and a few of those bigger teams like the Mercedes and Ferrari, I think they will be pushing their way up there again. Whether Williams can be up there, they're looking good. But obviously they've stemmed the working on the car and developing it, so that might just mean they might slip around, but they could be. I think they might be around that top 10-ish. They'll be hoping for a point or two in there. Really hoping Liam can carry on with his strong form. Hadjar, see if he can bring back a bit of that form. He's had a little bit of bad luck, and even in practice 2 there he suffered a bit of bad luck. Aston Martin, so Alonso, I think it'll be interesting. The Aston Martin, whether they can be up there. And Lewis pushing the limits as well. Ferrari, I think that'll be interesting to see how that race goes and the work that's gone on, whether this continual development, especially with Lewis, as he pushes forward to get his views and the way that he wants things run into Ferrari, whether this we start to see a bit of that starting to happen and Lewis becoming stronger and stronger. I think Leclerc's always going to be strong and always going to be right there, but I think we haven't seen the best of Lewis by a long shot yet in that Ferrari. Max Verstappen, obviously home race, whether he can continue that record of getting on a podium in this race, I'm not so sure. So I think that Mercedes will be, to be honest, I think Mercedes will be that last spot. How big of a role the weather plays and then crashes, etc. Whether that happens, if it's a dry race, that's what I'm picking, the 2 McLarens and probably a Mercedes. Wet race, that's just way up, more up in the air. Red Bull are very good with their strategy. Alonso's very strong as well. And then it's a bit of up in the air. The McLarens, I think, will just be too strong for this race. But whether Alpine can snatch a point, not so sure. They're stuck with Colapinto in the Alpine, so more and more time in the car, but it just seems to be struggling a wee bit. The Sauber team, I think actually both of the cars will be around that top 10, 11th, 12th sort of area, because cars improved. Both drivers drove them very well, very good drivers. And so that's my picks. Let me know your thoughts, and let's have a good one.